CEO of Solar City. I'm very excited about the products we're going to be announcing today. The products you'll see is a joint collaboration between Solar City and Tesla.
Solar roofs that look better than a normal roof, generate electricity, last longer, have better insulation, and actually have an installed cost that is less than a normal roof plus the cost of electricity. So then why would you buy anything else? What is the future that we want? It consists of a really appealing solar roof, then combine that with storage and with electric cars. So it's an obvious three-part solution.
Tesla Throwback Thursday. Professor Hustle back with another history lesson, taking you back to October 28, 2016, when Tesla unveiled POWERWALL2 and the solar roof in conjunction with Solar City. Tesla is not just a car company, but I don't need to tell you that. So without further ado, let's get to it.
My name is Lyndon Rive. I'm the CEO of Solar City. I'm very excited about the products we're going to be announcing today. The products you'll see is a joint collaboration between Solar City and Tesla. I want to thank the team for really putting this together in such a short amount of time. Really appreciate their help in getting this done. But to really understand the vision, let's welcome Elon Musk.
So I will start off by just talking about the reason why we're doing this, which is, as you may have read, we're reaching record CO2 levels. Global warming is becoming a serious crisis, and we need to do something about that. But just like with electric cars, where electric cars originally they didn't look good, they had low range, they didn't have good performance, they were like a golf cart, and so people had a real hard time buying electric cars. And I think something similar needs to happen to solar. We really need to make solar panels as appealing as electric cars have become. And like the interesting thing is the houses you see around you are all solar houses. I don't know if you know that. Did you notice? Yeah. But the goal is to have electric solar roofs that look better than a normal roof, generate electricity, last longer, have better insulation, and actually have an installed cost that is less than a normal roof plus the cost of electricity. So then why would you buy anything else? So we're going to get into the details here. So obviously you saw the chart there. Probably you're familiar with that chart that came from NASA about how we're in vertical climb on CO2 levels. We need to do everything we possibly can to accelerate the transition to sustainable energy.
Save us, Elon!
So the goal of Tesla, people sometimes think of Tesla as an electric car company, but really the whole purpose of Tesla was to accelerate the advent of sustainable energy. It's not like there was a shortage of car companies in the world. There are plenty of good gasoline car companies, but they weren't good electric cars. That's really what was needed. So there are really three parts to the solution. So we go to what is the future that we want? It consists of a really appealing solar roof, then combine that with storage and with electric cars. So it's an obvious three-part solution. It's really not that complicated. Now, you need battery packs because the sun does not shine at night. And the point that we're at right now is, in fact, obviously a transition. We're transitioning from day to night. It's dusk. And so what's happening is that the houses are transitioning from the roof generating power to the battery pack, the power wall, producing power. So during the day, you fill up the battery, and then at night, and in dusk and dawn, you use the battery. It's pretty straightforward, really. It's like not that complicated. You just need both. But if you have a great solar roof and you have a battery pack in your house and you have an electric car, that's something that scales worldwide. That you can solve the whole energy equation with that. So we'd like to introduce the POWERWALL2. This is a big step above the POWERWALL1. It has twice as much energy, more than twice as much power. So it's a 14 kilowatt hour energy storage, 7 kilowatt power output. And just to put that in basic terms, you can take a 4-bedroom house and you can have you can power your fridge, the sockets, and lights for a day. And if you have solar on your house, you can power it indefinitely. So that's just with one.
It really is that simple. The world is going to want battery electric vehicles. Not because it saves the planet, although that is a nice benefit, it's because they are better in every single way. The battery electric vehicle adoption curve is going to scale with production exponentially, thus creating a power imbalance. If you don't want to rely on the supercharger network, which is fairly reliable, you're going to want to charge your battery electric vehicle at home, wherever that may be. There's solar panels or solar roof and battery storage. No more wild energy bills in the summer, no more worrying about the gas pump or waiting in line for a supercharger. When you adopt all three, things get a lot simpler and makes a whole lot more sense.
And then on the utility side, we've got the Power Pack 2, which similarly doubles the energy. So it's a 10 kilowatt hour capability, 50 kilowatt power output. And this can scale to unlimited size. So it's, in fact, we've recently announced the biggest utility battery installation in the world, which is going to be with Southern California Edison. Let's go to the next slide. So we have an 80 megawatt hour battery installation that's being built right now. We announced one earlier this year, which is for a utility in Hawaii doing 52 megawatt hours. You're going to see a lot more of these announced over time. And I think it's important to make sure people appreciate that the solution is both local power generation and utility power generation. It's not one or the other. Sometimes the solar roof is positioned as a sort of a competitor to utilities, but we're actually going to need utility power to increase, and we're going to need local power generation, because if you transition all energy to electric, that roughly triples the amount of electricity that's needed. So you need about a third for transport, about a third for heating, and about a third for what we currently use as electricity. So the future is bright for utilities and for local power generation.
It's really important to understand that. Some individuals will bristle at the fact that solar can't do it all when we're not asking it to. We're asking it to support the utilities as the demand for electricity will grow. We need to support the grid or we'll have untenable situations ahead of us. The transition from internal combustion engines to battery electric vehicles is a commercial inevitability. This is going to happen. I'm never purchasing another internal combustion engine ever again. I believe many others will be making that very same pledge. My energy consumption is through the roof, but thanks to the solar panels on the roof, not only am I easing the burden of Centerpoint, but I'm generating enough power to supply not just my house, but the neighbors around me. It's going to take all forms of power to transition the Earth to a sustainable energy economy.
It'd be roughly a third local power generation, roughly 2/3 utilities. So I think it's a very bright future for utilities and for rooftop. As I mentioned earlier, what we're really looking for here is how do we have a solar roof that is better than a normal roof, that looks better, lasts longer, has better insulating effect, and where the cost of roof plus electricity is less than that of a normal roof. Now, this is sort of like the integrated future. You've got a electric car, a Powerwall, and a solar roof. And the key is that it needs to be beautiful, affordable, and seamlessly integrated. And then if all those things are true, why would you go any other direction?
Yes, why would you go in any other direction? Take a look at this. This is gorgeous. The affordable part That's up for debate, but electric vehicles are coming down in price. The average selling price of a Tesla is now below the average selling price of a new vehicle in the United States, and prices for solar generation will vary depending on the size of the home, how many power walls you're going to need to store the energy at night, etc., etc. But this setup right here, say you have a loan to pay for your solar roof and your power walls. Let's just say you have a 10-year loan and the price to pay back that loan is somewhere around $500. Just spitballing here, I don't know how much it would cost. It could be less, it could be more, but you have a 10-year loan, $500 per month, every month, and you get a beautiful solar roof, the capacity to store that energy, and power your electric vehicle. For $500, you now have your light bill all wrapped up, no matter how much energy you use, and that includes your gas bill for your vehicle, as you will more than likely be using the power of the sun to power your transportation. When you talk about cost of ownership for the vehicle, and energy rates fluctuating throughout the year, or a light bill going up and down depending on how much usage you have for that month, it is now one set price no matter how much you utilize it. And the kicker, in case of a power outage, you will not lose power. Sure, it may sound expensive now, but the benefits far outweigh that expense in the long term. And after your 10-year loan is up, basically, you now have no light bill, no gas bill. Think about it.
So, yeah. So we're going to show you, this is the before shot of that house over there. So that's what it looked like before. Now that's all solar. I think we've got some close-up shots that we can show. And if you look carefully, you can actually see the solar cells behind the glass. So this is a textured glass tile. If you look carefully, you can see the solar cells. Yeah, you can see that. So we have a malfunction on the LED. So that house is also solar, and that's a sort of a style of a French slate, which is one of the hardest things to do. It's considered one of the best roofs you can possibly do as a conventional roof. So we said, well, can we make a French slate roof that's solar that looks as good or better than a conventional French slate roof? And we're able to do that as well. That's done with hydrographic printing. So each tile is unique. So the production process itself makes each tile special and unique, a sort of special snowflake tile. But the nice thing is that no two roofs will be the same. So it's not just cookie cutter. You can take any two roofs like that and they will look different because they are different. So what the French slate hydrographic looks like, you can see that. The third house is really transformative. Because believe it or not, that's what it looked like before. So we changed the roof and it was like, whoa, we put that roof on, we've got to change the house too. So that tile is more of a modern look. And here you can really see, as the angle changes, that you can see the solar cells. Here we put a film with microlouvers on it so that as the angle changes, it goes from transparent to opaque. So from the vantage point of the street or anywhere near the house, it looks completely opaque. But from the sun, to the sun, it's transparent. Probably the most surprising one is the Tuscan glass. So this is also solar panels. We've put two versions of the Tuscan glass approach. All of the dark tiles have solar panels. So we interleave dark and light, and then the dark ones are the ones with solar panels. See that the transparency changes quite a bit. So as you from the sun's vantage point, which tends to be high angle, you can see the solar cells, but as you change the angle to a shallow angle, it reverts to a sort of a orangey color. So one of the other advantages of glass is that we can actually make it a lot tougher and last a lot longer than a conventional roof. So we just, as a demonstration video, show you what happens if you drop a big weight on a conventional roof tile and one of our glass tiles. The solar roof won't just, we want it to look better, last longer, provide better insulation, and cost less, all things considered, than a conventional roof. There's still a huge market for the current solar systems, because if you're building a new house or you're redoing your roof, then this is the way to go. But if you have a new roof, then you'd want to put solar panels on that roof. So there's two very distinct markets, and there's about 4 to 5 million new roofs in the U.S. every year, and I think 20 times that number worldwide. So you can imagine over time, as people replace their roofs with solar roofs, that the whole neighborhood everyone would have solar. Like, why wouldn't you? Over time, every house would become a solar house. And it's a neighborhood where the aesthetics actually get better. So where you look around your neighborhood, and that's what you want to have happen. So I mean, the key is really to make solar something desirable, where if you install a solar roof on your house, you're really proud of it. You want to put it on the most prominent part of the house. You want to call your neighbors over and say, check out the sweet roof. It's like not a phrase that you hear often. But that's the key to it. People really care about their homes. They love their homes, and they really want them to be better. And I think taking this approach, it can be. So that's where we're headed, and I hope you agree that's the future we want.
And there you have it. It's 2016. They unveiled the POWERWALL 2 and the solar roof. Whether you decide to get a beautiful solar roof, 25-year tile warranty, or you decide to go with solar panels for your home, like I did, all of which are beautiful, beautiful options, make sure you're adding POWERWALLs to your order. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you, the overall cost may seem like a lot, but if you're making that transition to a battery electric vehicle, there is no other choice. Your light bill needs to be stable, and you get to add your gas bill to that. But whenever somebody asks me about the Tesla, I try to steer the conversation in, how do you plan to charge this? Have you thought about solar panels, solar roof even? And if you're gonna get the best battery electric vehicle on the market, might as well pair that impeccable software with the best solar generation and storage options. Should you plan to purchase any of these products mentioned today, I implore you to use the referral program. You don't have to use mine, but make sure you're using somebody's. Take advantage of the perks and rebates while you can, because there's no telling when Tesla will revoke the referral program. My referral link is at the bottom should you need it. And that's all Professor Hustle has for you today. History lesson complete. Tesla, more than just a car company, happy to fulfill all your solar generation and storage needs, and then some. Be easy. Peace.